I talked on my last video, I think it was the last one, about how I don't like to give up on people. And that's not just with my narcissist. I've had friends in my life that maybe they're not in my life anymore, but wow, I gave a lot of chances to. Like, you really have to, I've learned with myself in all the work that I've done, that you really have to run me over with a lawnmower about 87 times, and then I might finally cut you off. Like, I really will put up with a lot. I like to really have a positive outcome once work is involved, and I feel that I don't want to let something go if there's been effort and work and love involved, because I just feel like there's a base there. It's hard to meet people in life as friends, as partners, and once you have somebody, I really try to give it my all. I really do. In that regard, with the narcissist, as you are probably doing right now, you continue to love them. In the face of all of the lies and all of the deceptions and all of the transgressions and cheating and everything else, we continue to love our narcissist. I felt mistakenly, because as I've told you, I'll admit I'm always doing work, and I realize what was incorrect that I've done, and I admit that very easily, and I try to fix it in myself. So what I mistakenly believed was that even though I was loving him through all of the muck, that would prove how much I loved him to him, and that maybe that would affect change. That was one of the angles that I kind of came at it, like, well, I'm loving him so much anyway, he's got to see that now this is in the relationship. So this is before I ever looked anything up. I thought, God, that behavior was ill. I'm loving him anyway. I'm loving him through it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. Here's the thing. When you do that, you say to yourself, what I said to myself throughout the relationship, what is he thinking? He must think I'm really golden or just a gem to love him through all of this, right? So I went through that phase where I saw it that way, and I thought, he must really, because that's what he would say to me. Oh, you've really been there for us, and you've stuck it out for us, and I can't believe you accept my behavior, and I'm really sorry again. And he would lay it on thick every time. I think what struck me as so poignant was when I learned in the research that actually what's happening, they're not loving you more as you continue to love them. What they're thinking, even if it's not on their conscious level, is, how could this person love me with everything I just did to them? Minnie, stop eating your foot. How could this person love me with what I've shown them? How could this person love me when I keep betraying them? And as I learned and listened and read and watched things and did the research, it didn't occur to me. The research taught me, and I finally absorbed it. They lose respect for us with every single incident that happens that requires our forgiveness and our understanding and our toil to get through and tears to process. They lose respect for us because they say to themselves, how could they? It's not, oh, how could they love me? It's, how could they love me? She still loves me? I did it again? Or now I did this? Or I said that? I don't necessarily think that it's conscious all the time. Forgive me. Here you go, Mommy. I don't think it's necessarily on a conscious level. I think that they are trucking along. They don't want the relationship to end necessarily because the supply that you give them is current and in their life and strong and readily available and present. But I think that the research is correct because I started to realize at one point, he doesn't respect me. How could you respect somebody who just takes all of these behaviors and loves you anyway? How? How could you? They showed you their flaws again and again and again. They were acting in this monstrous fashion. You have forgiven them whether or not you did in your heart. Your behavior of keeping them around has shown them that you've forgiven them. So even if you did not forgive them inside and you're still every day, having a fit over it and you're fighting still, they're still there. You're still saying, I love you. You're still being with them. So I think when that happens, and we're trying to think, oh, they must really cherish me because I'm accepting all of them and I'm loving them anyway. That's the phase that I went through. Well, I can't leave him now. He really must love me because I'm putting up with all of this and showing him I'm here anyway. You can't break me down. I'm going to love you anyway. You can't make me not love you. And I felt like that was like a point of pride because I did grow up with love in my life. So I know what it's like to be unconditionally loved by a parent, right? My parents they love. I didn't have an upbringing like he did, whatever it was that led him to be that kind of person, okay? So I stood in my strength and I thought, no, you're not going to break me down. I said I love you and I do. And I was trying to give the narcissist, I think, the unconditional love that they say that they never experienced from a parent. Although it's either abuse or an ideal childhood that leads them here. So it could be either one. But even the ideal childhood of never telling your child they're wrong, they say is abuse as well. So whatever the case is that led him here, it is said that many narcissists don't feel they are unconditionally loved in life. So I felt bad for that little boy, and I thought, I'm going to show this person they can be unconditionally loved, and they will respect me and love me, because how could you not when I'm acting this way? The flip side of the coin, again, to reiterate, when they see that you will accept and accept and accept and accept and accept the negative, 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 how could they possibly respect? I was like, that he can't respect me. I'm putting up with this. I have no voice for myself. I'm not showing any respect for myself. I'm not demanding to be treated any certain way. I am with my words, but my behavior is contradicting, just like we don't want them to do. So my words were saying that I will not accept this, but my behavior was saying, of course you will. Watch. Watch and see. You'll accept it again. Boom. And I would accept it again. Have the fight, do the screaming, doesn't matter. The end result is I accepted it again and again. And that is them showing you their flaws so that they can blow it up. They want you to see the ugly in them because they want to sabotage it. And I don't think they're thinking the lovely rainbow-filled way that I was thinking. Oh, she loved me through. Now, he would say that, no one's ever loved me like you, and you love me through anything. But isn't that sad? So he knew enough that I was loving him through all of this dysfunction. How embarrassing. Now I'm on the outside of it. On the other side, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm mortifyingly embarrassed that he got to see that I did put up with all of those things in the hopes that it would demonstrate to this person that they can be loved regardless of their behavior being bad, and that they can be loved in an unconditional way. When the whole time, the collection of stories of badness that he did to me just probably led to him saying, I can't possibly love a person who doesn't respect herself, or that stays with me while I do these things. So they're wanting you to stay, acting like they want you to stay, but then they're thinking, how could she love a person that does this to her? What kind of person puts up with all this? So I don't think they're thinking, isn't it nice to be loved unconditionally? I think they're thinking, wow, I can really push this person to the brink of insanity and they still love me. What is wrong with her? Something has to be wrong with her in order to love me when there's so much wrong with me that I demonstrated to her. So what's wrong with her? You see the flipping? It's like a flip. So if you're in it and you're trying to have that kind of positive outlook on the unconditional love that you are trying to bestow upon that person, and you're hoping that their thought process is seeing the unconditional love that you're bestowing upon them, I warn you, I think they lose respect and admiration for us with every step of the way, with every bad thing they do to us. Of course they do. Of course they do. In the same way that you don't tell your friends about what's happening because you know that they'll go, ugh. He's going, ugh, every time we put up with something. So look at your relationship. Look at what you're feeling about how you're loving your narcissist and what you think he's thinking back at you as he's doing all these things wrong to you. Because for us to want to continue to love the narcissist, even though they do all these things, I thought it proved something good about myself to myself. Do you follow what I'm saying? I thought, I'm not giving up on him. No way. I don't love just haphazardly. It's not just a little thing. I'm going to hang in there and really show him. And that is a dangerous, slippery slope, my friends. And the reason that it is because it's all built on lies. Everything they're doing or saying to you is built on lies. That's good. And everything they're doing that's bad will happen again. So what they're thinking isn't all necessarily what you want them to be thinking. So I caution you, and I want you to really ask yourself if they deserve you to be there unconditionally, time and time again. And ask yourself, if you find yourself that you're at a position, you're like, I really want to love him though. I want to work it out. I want to show him. Think about everything I just said to you. You're not going to teach him or show him or love him out of his narcissism. Did you hear that? You are not going to teach him or love him out of his narcissism. It's a hard lesson. So what they're thinking when you're wanting to continue to love them is that they have a free pass to act however they want, that we don't respect ourselves enough to put our foot down, that we don't have enough self-love above the love you have for the narcissist to put in place boundaries and stick to them. That's what they're thinking. So chin up. Yeah, it was a hard lesson.